things I just want to point out before the show gets started. Right there at Protect the Harvest, you guys need to go check them out because they're doing so many great things for rodeo right now, and I'm 100% behind them. So when you have a chance, go over there if you're a rodeo fan and show your support as well. And then also, as you know, today is Pink Day at the National Finals Rodeo, supporting breast cancer education and awareness. So if you go to the rodeo tonight, please wear pink because I lost my grandmother to breast cancer. So this is a huge day for me, and my sorority's philanthropy is Zeta Tau Alpha. We have National Breast Cancer. We support, breast cancer awareness. So if you have the chance, go check it out. But today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Luke Savage. If you could stand up. He has fought and battled cancer 2 times. So I think he deserves a round of applause, a huge round of applause. And you're a tie-down roper, right? You're a roper? He's a team roper, he said. So anyways, guys, today is going to be a fun show. We have some really exciting guests. I think it's going to be interesting, the combination, because we have Mr. Tyson Durfee, Reese Reamer, and Miss Shay Fisher, who is married to Tyson. So without further ado, please welcome, I don't know who's coming first, Miss Shay Fisher. Here she comes. Tyson Durfee and Reese Reamer. Lead the pack, Shay. I know. You got a fan, Reese.
Oh, hello, we're on.
Hello.
I didn't warm the seat up for you. I don't know who did.
I'm pretty sure you warmed the seat up. Because
Mine's on fire right now.
Feels like there's a seat warmer happening right now.
Shay's from Australia, guys. That's why her accent's so cute.
If you can't tell.
It's a confusing mixture. It's Nashville, Australia, and then whatever Tyson's accent is from all his traveling. So it's a little confused right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, real quick, let's just get this out in the open. You said you have something to say to Shay. Reese, you said that you're mad at her for something.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about it up here. No.
Okay.
No.
This summer, right, Reese, you lived with them?
Winter.
Yeah, all winter, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to
4
put up with me.
months.
And
It
Shay was
was-
the mom.
Shay was the mother.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
so you
were
can imagine how
after.
that went.
There were many times I had to wake Reese up at 10, 11, 12.
That did not happen once.
Well, the deal is, my wife gets this really serious look on her face, and she says, Tyson, you need to talk to him about this. And she goes off and tells me all these things, and then, of course, I don't say anything to him about waking up or whatever. And then she, takes the motherly role and does it.
You do it yourself.
Oh, yeah. I got 2 boys. I have plenty of guys that come by the house and stay, so I have to be the mom. I have to cook and clean and wake them up and help turn out calves. So my job is I'm all around when the boys come over.
Yeah,
and
for
you're
sure.
a professional singer. Impressive.
Yes,
I have a question.
okay.
Okay.
What's a mum?
A mum is an Australian version of a mother.
Okay, all right.
He backstage, he goes, "What does that even mean? What do you?" I'm like, "You lived with her for like 4 months. How do you not know how she talks already?"
Yeah.
I know. I don't know what cheeky is. She said
What
it's
is
cheeky.
cheeky?
Cheeky.
not-
What does
what is
cheeky
cheeky?
mean? You
Honorary.
know.
Your husband doesn't even know what cheeky is.
Honorary. Okay.
But the other thing is, she'd be like, have you gone out and rugged the horses? And I'm like, rug the horses? I'm like, what does that
Blanketed.
mean? And so it took me a while, but we've been married a little over a year now, and I understand most of the stuff. Now, her dad on the other side, that's a whole nother story. I can't understand him at all.
Are you gonna have a little Australian accent coming out every now and then? We heard it a while ago, so that was impressive.
Yeah, no, so the first time I met Eddie, her dad, he says, gets on the phone, he says, good day, mate, how you going? Like that. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I live in Texas. Let's enunciate our words and slow it way down. Finally, after about a year and a half, I can understand him.
Oh, just
Yeah.
a little while.
If you think of Steve Irwin, but talking a lot faster, that's what my dad sounds like. I mean, he is the real Steve Irwin. He'll send us videos of picking up snakes in the middle of the road, and I mean, he's not afraid of anything. And the funny thing is, he loves Tyson. He was the one that actually convinced me to first go out to breakfast with Tyson and give him a chance. So he has my dad to thank.
That is very true.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is very true. Yep.
Okay, I have a question. On Facebook and everything, y'all seem like the perfect couple. Now, Reese, you lived with them. Were they that romantic and cute?
Actually, they are. We joked about all winter. They need a reality show. It'd be better than the Kardashians.
Really?
Yes.
We're not always like, oh, I love you, romantic. We are romantic. and we do really like each other's company.
Yeah.
But we do
Most
have
of
a lot of fun. Reese would be traveling, and we'd turn around, he'd have his phone recording videos
Oh,
of
no. Yeah.
us just acting like fools. And I mean, there was a lot of things that Reese has on his phone, so I have to be real nice to him because he
Yeah.
could definitely spread
could-
some stuff
yeah,
via
he-
social media.
He could definitely ruin our image. For
In
sure.
a good way,
In
in
a
a
good
funny way.
My deal is when people aren't around, I'm acting myself. I like to crack up and make stupid faces and, be silly and funny and take life, not quite so seriously. And I'll be damned if Reese doesn't like to record everything that I do. And he never tells me till after the fact.
Well,
It's
hey, I've
bad.
seen you record some funny videos too. If you guys seen him at the RFD American, it drives me insane. I watch him and I'm like, he's gonna end up taking my job. I already know it.
No, not gonna happen.
Oh, you will.
You're way
Next
too pretty
Ron
for me to take
Burgundy.
your
It'll
job.
be the Tyson
It's not
Durfee
gonna
and
happen.
Alexis Bloomer show.
That has a nice ring to it, though. It'd be entertaining.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys balance a good relationship? What's your advice to Reese, who is single?
Hey, this is actually pretty good.
Now we have to turn this way.
Reese,
Motherly and fatherly
I would
figure.
say, the best thing to have in a good relationship is pride. Just taking your pride and throwing it out the window. Who cares who's right or who's wrong? Shay likes to think she's right all the time,
I was
and I
just-
agree with
Which
her because
us
I
girls
believe happy
are.
wife, happy life. But no, just take your pride, throw it out the window, look for the right person, have fun, and don't get too serious.
Honestly, my advice to girls is we all want to date the bad boys just because that's a girl thing and it's really cool when you're about 16, 18, 19. But you definitely don't want to marry one of those guys. So just, with Tyson and I, we were friends for years.
Yeah, I see you down there. I totally see you down there.
We were friends, and I was in a 2.5-year relationship with the wrong guy, and I knew it was the wrong guy. And once I decided to get out of it, it's funny because Tyson and I were friends for years, and my one reason I wouldn't date Tyson to start with is that he was too nice. Like,
Yeah.
what type of reason is that? But you want to marry a guy that treats you right. And the good thing about Tyson and I is, yes, I sing, he rodeos. Neither of us are jealous. We want to push each other to be better. So I feel like if you're with the right person, they're going to make you want to achieve more and be a better person. That's what we
Yeah,
do. And,
I'd agree with that.
And two, I know it may sound cliche, but we both have the same beliefs, and we keep God center of our relationship.
for sure.
And when we don't like each other, we just go to church on Sunday, and we feel so much better, and then we love each other again. So, I mean, it's just... relationships are what you make of them. You have to meet halfway. I mean, when we first got married, I wanted to hang photos certain places he may not have wanted to, but I mean, that's just the fun about being married, and you just work with it.
The funny thing about her is for nearly 2 years, we were friends first. It took me 6 months to get her number on Facebook, messaging
On
back and forth.
Facebook.
Yeah, she wouldn't
Yeah.
return. I would ask her every time to go out to dinner and her phone number. She would respond to everything, but she wouldn't give me her number, or she wouldn't let me take her to dinner. So finally, she needed some tickets for the 2011 Dodge Circuit Finals. So I'm like, all right, I'll get you some tickets, but you're going to go to dinner with me.
He bribed me.
And the bad thing about it was she finally said yes, but she said, yeah, let's get coffee. And coffee is like the least sexual cool thing that you can do. That's the friend zone for sure. That is definitely the friend zone. So we went to coffee, and directly after coffee, I had a girlfriend, and I broke up with her directly after we had coffee.
Hence,
You
I
called
didn't
her.
know he had a girlfriend when he
Yeah,
asked me to
I
coffee.
didn't tell her that
but
part. But I did have a girlfriend. I broke up with her directly after we had coffee, and it took me like another year before she would date me. So I went, single for a year, chasing her around before she finally said yes.
yeah, you got to treat him not treat him mean, keep him keen, but you have to not play easy to get. You got to play a little bit hard to get.
Look at Reese's
Because
face.
if they're serious, they'll just wait for you. They're gonna keep chasing you if they're serious. A year, the guys that aren't in it for the right reasons would have well and truly found someone else. So I knew he was a good guy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on Dr. Phil right now.
I do too. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, wow. I need to
Hey,
reevaluate every
Reese, you just
person
need
I've
to lose
ever
your hair and
liked.
gain some weight.
Yeah,
That's all you need to
just-
do.
Yeah.
Well, Reese, my goodness, I feel like you're sitting here getting all this love advice. Who's your celebrity crush? Make it good.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
I
good
know
one.
his
Yeah.
celebrity crush.
Can I
Megan
say
Fox.
one or not?
Yeah.
Is
They
that not-
asked Reese first. Let him go.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
Reese.
yeah. Megan
Who's your
Fox,
celebrity
definitely.
crush?
Yeah,
Megan
yeah,
Fox for
definitely.
him. What about you, Tyson?
Mine's Sofia Vergara.
He just likes the accent.
I was going to say, you can't even understand her.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to.
You like the accents, don't you?
I
No,
thought you were
she's
going to
cool.
say Marilyn Monroe. Wasn't she your
Yeah,
celebrity crush?
that's the like, you know, if I could have a grandma celebrity crush, it would be Marilyn Monroe for sure. Yeah.
What about you, Shay?
Mine? Oh, that's easy. What's his name? Oh, Channing Tatum, all the way.
Channing Tatum?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike. I mean,
What?
I mean, I never watched the show, so I can't say anything.
I think he's great. I mean, I think my husband's the best, but I mean, if I was to think a guy was hot, I think Channing Tatum's hot.
Well, let's talk about abs and stuff. Backstage, he made me feel his abs a while ago. He's like, look at this, feel
No,
'em.
it was not the abs. It was the hardness of my core.
Abs.
Does that make any sense?
It was abs. It's
We've
okay,
recently,
just brag.
We went over this. We
You can-
recently started eating different.
Cut out
And
gluten.
that made a big difference, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
feel
let
better.
me rephrase that. He was saying how his pants were not as tight as they used to be, and was saying, "Hey, my stomach area is a lot harder now, and I have more muscles." That's how it went down. That
Yeah,
that sounded
so-
a little.
I'm glad I was
guys-
late
The whole
coming to the show,
situation.
honestly.
Okay, that just sounded wrong.
Anyway.
Let's start over. Let's talk about eating healthy, being healthy. How does it help you competing?
You know, I just feel better. I'm not Reese's age anymore, you know. I'm 31, and I think Reese is like, what, 21?
24.
24.
21.
You're
Yeah.
younger than me. You know, I think like with him, and the reason and I've been so proud of Tyson because he would always, he always ate healthy, but I mean, if there was bread, he's gonna eat it. If there was some, pop and stuff like that, he was gonna drink it. But the past 3 months, he started training with his very good friend now and trainer, Jay Novacek, 3-time Super Bowl champion. And Tyson started working with him, and
Yeah.
Jay said, to not be sore and to be able to perform your best, you probably should cut out gluten and sugar from your diet. And as well as the exercise, I think it was Tyson cutting out the gluten and sugar. And I mean, he has been serious because, and I don't really like, I eat real healthy, but like maybe once every 2 weeks, I'm gonna want a dessert. And normally I could just have some of Tyson's, but he doesn't get it anymore.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So then I feel really bad if I'm having a dessert in front of him, but he doesn't do gluten and sugar, and he's been really good.
Yeah, it's only been, going on a few months, but for me, I had a chance to work out with somebody like that, and he's dedicating time in me, and I'm not gonna throw that away. His biggest thing is don't cheat yourself from success. So for me, if he tells me to do something, I'm gonna do it.
Definitely.
Quit chewing. Cut out the gluten, cut out the sugar. Bam, it's done. If he tells me that, now my wife, on the other hand, can tell me a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I have selective hearing occasionally, as most of us husbands do. I couldn't do it, but for him, I can.
Yeah, definitely. Poor Shay. She's like, okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just glad that Jay told him to do it because he does it. So now if I need something, if I want Tyson to change something, I'll just call Jay and say, "Hey, Jay, tell Tyson," and then it'll happen.
Clean the house or something like that.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
gonna call.
Yeah, not gonna clean the house.
No.
Yeah, I will.
What about Reese down there? Do you work out? Do you have a workout program you do?
Yes, I do. Tyson's actually the one that got me into it this winter. I've always kind of played around with it, and living with them and seeing their lifestyle really. Okay. There we go. Just kind of made me work harder at it, and he got me in with his trainer that he was using then, and I still. About twice a week, I'll text him, and he'll have something new for me or just tell me to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's seen a big improvement in it, honestly.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not that, oh, I do this, I run 10 miles a day, I do this or that. It's just applying yourself and doing it and making it part of your life. For me, if I'm going to go work at something, I'm going to pick 2 or 3 things out that I really want to work on and get better at, whether it's, my flanking, my roping, speaking, whatever, and I'll run that through my mind a million times, and that until you finally get it, and just make it a part of your daily life. And pretty soon, once you get that perfected, you can move on to the next thing.
I feel like this year, though, the the tie-down ropers are a lot more into fitness, and more
Yeah.
than it's ever been,
Yeah.
which is shocking because Tough Cooper sent up here to tell me about his workout
Yep.
regimen the other day. And I feel like, why did that change in the past 2 years? I feel like it just took over. Because I feel like before that, they'd work out, but it wasn't as serious as y'all are now about it.
I mean, just look at the times over the last 10 years of the tie-down roping. I mean, you would rarely see a low 7-second run or a 6-second run. I mean, you'd see them occasionally here or there. And now it's become the bar that you have to set and you have to do. If you're not that 7.2, 6.9, 7.3, 7.4, you're not going to win like you used to. And that part of it is due to the cattle. Cattle are really good. They're putting better pens of cattle together. Horses are working good, but that's just the way it's going. And to stay on top, especially me, 31, the next 7-8 years are going to be real important for me to stay healthy and keep up with these young guys like that. I mean, it's just a change of the sport. That's my opinion.
Oh, I completely agree.
Reese, when he came to the house, he's naturally built. He's always had a solid muscle foundation. So for Reese working out, it's a lot easier for him to be able to build muscle and gain muscle. I mean, that's one thing about Reese. He's so strong. Like, he's always been so strong with his flanking. Tyson's smiling like, why is she saying that? But, I mean...
Hey, he likes it. It's a compliment. It's your first year, too.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's your first...
Tyson, you flank good, too. It's okay.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
You're up there, too. Don't worry. Well, Reese, this is your first year to qualify. It's been a great experience. This year has been, I feel like, overwhelming for you. How's the first year experience going so far?
So far, it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed everything. I mean, from getting here Sunday, putting the horses up, getting checked in their hotel, and just kind of getting used to the routine. I mean, I didn't realize just all the running around. You got to be here this time, be here this time, be here for this, be here for that night. Just physically and mentally, it'll drain you. And the first couple of nights, I'm not gonna lie, mentally I was exhausted. But now I've got my own little routine going and feel great about it. Looking forward to it.
It's for a first year guy. I mean, 2007 was my first year, so that was a ways back. But I mean, you just got to get into a routine. I mean, make sure when you get here, you're prepared and ready for it. You're not going to get a lot of sleep. That's number one. You better be personable, because that's what we're here for. We're here for the people. The professional rodeo, and you guys have built this into such a great thing that it's an honor for us to be here. So I feel like, especially like Reese, the first time guys, it's such an honor to be here, and we're here for you guys as much as as we are for ourselves. So for us, it's a real honor, but it's definitely draining. It's a lot of work, but
Definitely.
This is what everybody wants,
Okay, they said it's an honor for them. I think it's an honor for us, too, honestly, to get to watch y'all compete. This is my favorite time of the year, all 10 rounds.
Yeah,
I think
mine too.
I get more excited than anybody else. The guy next to me last night was like, are you okay? And I was like, ooh, it's about to happen. Right when Viva Las Vegas starts playing, I'm like, it's like amazing to me. I'm like a little kid in a candy store. And I can't imagine how y'all feel down in there.
I tell you what, here's the thing about the National Finals Rodeo. It can either be the most humbling experience of your life, or you can turn it into something great. And throughout 10 nights, just take 10 rodeos, for example. You're not going to win all 10. You're going to have your good ones. You're going to have your bad ones. And the good news is here, when you do good, it's worth $19,000 a night, especially if you're still in the average. And, I've never been that guy that won a million go-rounds or this or that. I've done good in the average here several times. But for me, it's an honor to get to back in every night and to do that. The only thing I wish I could do, I wish I could compete 4 or 5 times a night, to be honest with you. It goes by so fast. I mean, the 10 round, I can't believe it's already going to be, round 5 tonight. It just blows my mind.
Through. It's crazy. Well, let's talk about why you wear pink. Tonight is pink night, so might as well let's talk about it a little bit.
When I started wearing pink originally, it was for my stepmother. She had some tumors on her ovaries. We thought maybe ovarian cancer. We didn't know if they were benign or not. I told her when I was practicing at my dad's house in Missouri, I said, hey, why don't I just wear a pink shirt at the Canadian Finals in the NFR this year and donate 10% of whatever I win to whatever you want? And she said, well, that sounds great. So we did it. I wore a pink shirt, Canadian Finals, NFR, donated my money that year to Susan G. Komen for the cure, and that was all I had planned to do with it. I mean, I didn't plan on wearing this for going on 8 years now. It wasn't something I wanted to do. But I went to Denver and Fort Worth, and I was wearing just a regular shirt, and people were coming up to me, and they're like, man, where's that pink shirt? And there was people had stories. My mother had breast cancer. The other day when we were signing autographs, there was a guy named Bill. He lost his mom to breast cancer years ago, and he said his dad died 3 months later of a broken heart. Oh, and gosh. I mean, for me, it's those people are why I do that.
It's amazing on social media, because I help Tyson with his social media as well. But seeing the stories, and I mean, it's on a daily basis, seeing the people that'll send him messages and say, hey, I'm struggling with cancer. You're helping me through the fight, or I'm a cancer survivor, thank you for supporting me. And people feel like they can relate to it. And, you know, we'll get people that'll send us messages, and Tyson will send them out a signed pink shirt or an autograph pad. But, I mean, having the chance to be able to influence somebody and help somebody through a struggle like that is just an honor. And I know, you know, when people come and get autographs, it's 1 in every 5 people that have had somebody in their family with cancer or who've struggled with it.
You know, and the thing for me is I feel like we were put on this earth to help other people. I really believe that. And if you're not making somebody else's life better, you're not doing your job. It's not about money. It's not about roping calves. It's about something bigger than that to me. And, you know, my family was coming out here, and my aunt got ovarian cancer. They just found it a few days ago. So
I'm so sorry.
it's just something that touches everybody's life. You know, that's just the way I look at it, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Reese, you've been with this guy for a while now. How does it feel to have someone like this, a role model, to look up like this on your first year, just out on the road and making it?
It means a lot. It's pretty cool that I got to live with him this winter. We got to be real close, got to be best friends, really. And then to get to share this experience with him is really special to me. I mean, to see him every night back there in the tunnel when we start stretching, start getting ready to rope, and just to see him, there's a level of comfort there, just seeing him down there, and it's a special feeling.
You know, and I think that some people maybe think that know me think, man, that guy is nice. You know, why he wants something from me. You know, why is he so nice? Every time I see him, he's, you know, outgoing and talking and asking about the family and this and that. And to me, I mean, I feel like I should be a servant of people. Does that make sense? And I think for a while it kept some people kind of standoffish, you know, thinking he's gonna weasel his way in there and do whatever he can. But, you know, I love people.
I mean,
I
that's
enjoy
what I
people.
first,
I
you know,
really
when I
do.
first met Tyson, I was like, he's too nice. And I was like, I wonder if that's legit. And then when I got to know him, I was like, man, he really is that nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not perfect by all means.
Is he that nice at home, though? Like,
Oh,
is
no.
he-
I mean, he's going to annoy me sometimes. I mean, that's just part of being married to someone. He's a goofball, but, I mean, I love that he goes out of his way for others. And that's something he does, you know, behind closed doors, not just, you know, when people know about it. So that, to me, that's really neat. You know, like that little kid that dressed up for Tyson at Halloween. I'm going to brag on Tyson, but
No.
little kid dressed up for him as Halloween. It was just the cutest thing. The kid had all his logos and back number, and, you know, Tyson went out of his way to find that little boy's phone number and call him and say, hey, you know, thanks for dressing up as me. It was really cool, and things like that. You know, I remember when I was a little kid, I couldn't even imagine if one of my heroes called me on the phone. I mean, that's just one of those special moments.
Yeah, but to me, I see these young guys like Reese and Marty and guys like Richie Champion and other events, and I think that's the wave that's what the young guys are doing, you know. They, you know, it's not really, it is about them, but they like to give back and do good, and I really am excited for the next generation of rodeo. As we all know, there's a lot of stuff that is going on with professional rodeo, and other things happen like the American that I was lucky enough to be a part of, and
win?
you know,
$1 million. Or not $1 million, sorry. I'm reaching one of the million, but you still
I'll
won.
take the million.
But
Yeah.
it's no, I'm honored to be a part of that generation, because the next generation coming up, that's what it's all about. You know, that it really is. It's about the young people coming up, doing what they want to do, living their life in the Western lifestyle. You know, whether they want to ranch or rodeo or ride bulls and live in a city, it doesn't matter. You know, it's about them and it's about their future, and I think that's, you know, I think that's the way everybody should be, because your time comes and your time goes. And when your time goes, it's your turn to give back. I mean, I've definitely had lots of help along the way. I can promise you that.
Well, Tyson, you said a while ago you think people are probably like, why is he so nice? I think you're probably one of the most genuine people in rodeo, and I can say that. I've thought
Thank
that from
you.
the beginning. And same with
Appreciate that.
Reese and
Yep.
Shay,
Yep.
all three of y'all. But okay, you said you have some annoying moments. Start with Reese. What is one annoying habit that Shay and Tyson both have? Just separate. What do they do? What annoys you about
You're
them?
really going to get me in trouble with this. You know that,
No,
right?
I'm going to ask all three of them. So y'all are all going to be put on the spot.
Go for it.
All right, so one at a time.
Yeah, not together. We have different annoying habits.
Yes, I know. Trust me, I lived with you for 4 months.
Okay.
The Okay, I'd walk in the house sometimes with my boots on and get one little speck of dirt on her kitchen floor.
Yeah.
And she would come right behind me with the broom, just following me around.
Yeah. I'm a little bit OCD with
I
keeping
just
the
cleaned the
house
floor.
clean.
I just cleaned the floor. I'm sorry. I had to get a bottle of water. Didn't want to take my boots off with a bottle of
Okay.
water.
At least I just cleaned up after him. I mean, keep your boots on, but I'm going to follow you with a broom.
And that's no joke. She literally follows people around like with brooms and like.
I just like the house clean. We're outside so much in the mud and dirt, and heck, I get my hands dirty. But I just like the house clean. I like to come in and feel like there's not cow poop all over the floor. A lot of the time it was cow poop rather than dirt. But anyway, what's Tyson's annoying habit?
That he wakes up early.
How early?
No.
Way too early. I never got up that early. I don't know how early he got up.
Cowboy to a cowboy, Tyson wakes up like 7, which to me is normal, but to somebody like Reese, who may wake up more like
8:30.
10-ish.
8:30, you can still get stuff done during the day. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I like to get an early start. You know, if I'm at home working, we're going to get up at 6:30. You know, and to a lot of the guys out here, that's not early. I mean, most people are out working and doing stuff by that time. But
What about the habits that you don't like?
about you?
About
I
Shay
can't wait
No,
to
you
hear
have to
this.
say
Shay
one.
Henry's.
You have to say one. There's got to be something.
It's okay. This is a no judgment zone.
I'm trying to figure something out. You know.
I feel like
Backstage
a
is going to be different
relationship
though.
counselor right now.
Yeah, definitely with my wife. She's so on top of things that she gets bossy sometimes.
Yeah.
That drives
I
me
know
crazy.
it, so.
But I'll put her in her place. I'll be
Oh.
like, hey, listen here, young lady.
Oh my
Sit your
goodness,
butt
you
down.
so do not.
No, I know he doesn't.
Cannot
We're
I
getting the
imagine him
household family
saying that.
secrets.
What about Reese?
I don't know. You know, I've really gotten to be great friends with Reese. I'm not sure that I could.
Oh, you picked something about your wife and not your friend? You
Come on, there's got to be something.
better pick something because
I had to get on. Honestly, do you
Snore?
do
you snore, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Shay-
Oh
Your
yeah,
chance
that's
is coming.
right.
Your chance
I
is
hate
coming.
the snoring. Yeah, that would be it for sure. Definitely the snoring. I don't think I snore though. I mean, I've never heard myself snore before.
I mean,
so.
you're asleep, so. You wouldn't really know, but it's okay. Now,
Yeah.
Shay, you get to dish on him. And I want the deep, dark secrets. Like, get something good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is
Remember,
tough.
I have those videos. You
Oh,
do
yeah.
remember this?
You can't
Reese,
give
what
her
did
an
you do
annoying
that
fact.
was annoying? He was pretty good. Oh, that's another OCD thing. I don't need to go there. I was gonna say, like, when we finish eating, sometimes you know what boys are like. Their dishes get just put in the sink and then they exit the house, and then I'm left to clean. But you were pretty good with that. I don't know. Reese was pretty good to have around. The only thing was sometimes I had to wake him up, but he was good. You know, he was a good guy. I'm not gonna bag on Reese. He was
Talk
great
about,
to have
talk
around.
about a good guy. Reese is a
Yeah,
great guy.
he was, and
Gonna
his
have a
parents are in
bright
the
future.
audience. Actually, Reese
Raise
has
your
great
hands.
parents.
Yep.
Right there.
Great parents.
Mr. Monopoly and Mrs.
They
Jenny.
they were a big help over the winter with
That's
Tyson
right.
and Reese being able to
Yep.
help them with calves, and
Yep.
it's amazing how expensive calves are these days. So
Yeah, when they go
it's
from
neat.
$400 to $800-900 a pop.
Wow.
It gets hard to have 40 or 50 heads standing out there at all times, and you know, Mr. Jimmy and Janie, they'd help us out. You know, they sent us a lot of calves. We did a lot of practicing. You know, but you know what? It paid off. We're both here. You know,
Definitely.
It's pretty cool to be able to help Reese along, and then you know they helped us a bunch, and it's just an honor. You know, it's awesome. And to think, you know, we were practicing together a year ago this time. He was at my house and he's living with me, and then he went home for Christmas, came back. A year later, we're both sitting at the NFR, so that's an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have a feeling that after tonight, the boys are both going to draw better calves. I think that you're going to. Pink night's going to be a good night for Reese and Tyson. I wouldn't
I like
mind.
that.
I wouldn't mind Tyson splitting the win with Reese. Then they could both be at South Point.
Yeah, we can do this again at South Point on the stage.
That would be
yeah.
very nice.
That would be awesome.
That would be
This
very
is
nice.
just a practice
let
for
me
that.
tell you, I'm wearing this dress is so lucky. Last time I wore it, I found out I was going to New York with Mr. Rather. So I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's gonna be a good night.
You know, if they win, you're going to be wearing that dress the next how many nights? Next
Oh,
6
God.
nights in a row.
Yeah, but I want to rub your hair first before we leave.
Okay, you
Yeah,
can.
just-
Hey, my fantasy team's doing good too. I just gotta throw that out there. If you guys have
Yeah.
been over to Pro Fantasy over there, my team's doing pretty good.
yeah, nice.
Okay, let's talk about humbling moments though. You brought it up a few times up here. What has been the most humbling moment of the NFR for both of you?
Of the NFR?
Of the NFR. Or just embarrassing moment, anything.
Embarrassing? I don't know. You know, I get more humble when I win than when I do when I lose. It's sometimes when you win something big that you've dreamed about your whole life, it really doesn't kick in until after the fact, after it's over a couple of days. And, probably when I won the American, that was definitely it was the most thankful I've ever been, but the most humble. There were so many people that were involved with that sent me messages on Facebook, saying, we're glad you won, when I was going up against Cody and Trevor, Trevor at that point, there's 25 world champions between the two of them at that point. To be able to come out the victor on that was definitely humbling for me.
Yeah.
Made me very thankful and
Were
very
you
humble.
nervous? I'm sorry. I just have a question. I just want to know that.
Yeah, I was nervous. But there was something in me that day that I have not been able to get back since. It's just weird. When I walked in that arena that morning, I knew I was going to win it. And I don't know if it was the Lord or what it was. It was just a really, really weird experience I've never had in my life. And when I got back to the short round and last, and I was 751 and 752 was out, a hundredth of a second was out, I knew that I was going to win it for sure.
He didn't tell me that, so I was sitting there
It
sweating.
was humbling. I was just so thankful,
I think he was honestly more excited about winning the Ranger than he was the 100,000, because he had
Yeah.
talked about for the past 2 years how badly he wanted a Ranger, but we didn't want to go and, that's nearly the same amount of money as buying a car. So we were like, oh, we'll just wait. And then when they said that was one of the prizes, I was like, oh Lord, please, that would be so good. And then he won the Ranger, and that was all he talked about.
Goodness. What about you?
Tuesday night was that for me, the back number presentation. Honestly, it really hadn't set in what we were doing here. And then Tuesday night, getting my name called in, getting that first back number, that was a feeling that I've never felt before, of just accomplishment, that we're here, here finally.
People don't see I know everyone knows what goes on behind the scenes and how much work it is, but people don't realize, like Tyson and Reese from 12 years old or younger, this is their dream, and they've been working at it, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I know with Tyson tying calves as a young kid before school, and the guys that make it here, it's because of hard work.
Sacrifices.
I've never been in their situations, but I can imagine when you make it to here and all your hard work's paid off, and I know people's parents have supported them for so long to get them to this level, and then it really happens. That just has to be. It was cool for me to watch Reese and those first time guys, and even like Richie Champion, he's a really good friend of Tyson and I's, and to be there and see those guys get on that stage, and that was their dream their whole life, and to accomplish it, that's pretty cool.
And the thing is that we've got sponsors and friends and family, and they're just as invested in us as we are. We've all got mom and dad, aunts, uncles, friends, cousins, brothers, that live that dream and that nightmare with you, because it's not all a dream. Everybody sees guys at the national finals, and they focus so much on the national finals that they forget about that path and that road that brought you to it. It's hard. It's so hard. I lived in the backseat of my truck for months on end, and rodeoed in a stock trailer and took showers once every 2 weeks. That's how I got my start. And like Reese, starting out, the horse problems, the relationship problems that go involved, because I had some really crazy up and down relationships before I met Shay. All of it just comes together, and I think it makes for a really unique story for each one of us that actually make it to the national finals, get here and have that sense of accomplishment in your life that you worked 20 years to get.
Let's talk about sacrifices and things. What do you think has been, tell us one story about a sacrifice you've made just to get down the road.
I gave up a lot with my family. For a long time I didn't get along with my family or my dad, and we just didn't get along. He had his path for me, I had my own path. Both of them were both roping calves, but how to get there was a different thing, and I spent a lot of my life resenting or hating my dad because of the path that he wanted me to live, and I sacrificed a lot of years with that man that I wish I wouldn't have. And it's been, I got nieces and nephews that I know. I don't see them a lot, maybe once a year, but the last few years I put all that down, and I was like, I've got to make it work no matter what it takes. And so just those years that I missed with my family, that's probably the biggest thing. I wish I could get back. I think that they're the most important thing. This roping deal's second. And as long as I don't put that in front of the family and my friends, I think that it could be a lot better, you know. But that was the biggest sacrifice for me.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
I'm going to agree 100% with Tyson on that. I mean, all of us, I mean, this is a year-long season for us, and we're on the road 8 months out of the year, and, you know, I have lots of friends, lots of family back home that I'd like to see and like to go do things with, but to be able to do this and to live this dream, we're just not able to do it. And that's, you know, I skipped a roping on Thanksgiving this year just to have Thanksgiving dinner with my family.
Did the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
we
that's
we
the
did the
first
same
time
thing.
first time I've done that in I think 8 years, and it was nice to have a dinner with my whole family. That was special.
Definitely put some perspective before you come out to all this crazy chaos too.
Yeah.
8 years? That's insane to think about.
Oh yeah, I know. I added it up, and Mom and Dad kept asking me, "Are you going to go to the roping? You going to go to the roping?" Not this year. No.
I don't blame you.
You had bigger things to look forward to this
Exactly.
year.
Bigger things to look forward to. Exactly.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you. We talked about sacrifices, we talked about overcoming challenges and everything like that. Shay, what do you think has been Tyson's biggest challenge since y'all been married?
You know, like Tyson said, he puts family first, which is a great thing. But honestly, I think like being away probably, and our schedule's great because I've been able to be with Tyson a lot more. But I do sing and I do live part-time in Nashville, and he's very supportive. He's like, hey, you need to go back to Nashville. But I think probably having to, you know, spend 2 weeks apart, 2 weeks together, I mean, that can be challenging, but you know, like I said, it's a good thing. We have a great relationship, and we're both very supportive of what each other does. But, you know, honestly, the first year of marriage has been great. I mean, Tyson said that all the cowboys were like, hey, don't get married. It's not good. You're not going to enjoy it. But like I said, I think marriage is what you make it. You know, Tyson's my best friend. I'm his best friend. We get along. We actually enjoy being together and spending time together. And I think the key is we're supportive of each other. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully next year I'll be even busier singing and we may have to go longer, but we try to do no longer than 2 weeks apart and just, you know, we'll make sure that either he comes and sees me or I go and see him.
You guys invest a lot in this too, in rodeo, and you do in your singing career. How much do you think you spent on diesel going down the road this summer?
I spent $37,000 this year.
$37,000.
Yeah.
Well, y'all were together, obviously. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, the expenses for Tyson, because, you know, we kind of keep track of it. I mean, it's $90,000 you're looking at in expenses to get down the road with entry fees, fuel, all of that kind of stuff before you win a dime. And that's without the cattle being $1,000 a head and having to spend. And I mean, a good roping horse now, if you can find one, you're looking at $70,000 plus. So, you know, being able to have these guys on his shirt is the only way that we can financially get down the road. And Vegas and the American and rodeos like that are where you earn your yearly income.
Yep.
So if Vegas doesn't go to plan or the big rodeos don't go to plan, well, you might be starting the next year with very little in the bank account. I mean, Cowboys,
or starting out with zero.
Or starting out with zero and having
know,
to just make it happen. I mean, it's tough without sponsors.
At my worst point, I was $30,000 deep in credit cards with $235 to my name, living in the backseat of my truck with a borrowed horse and a borrowed trailer and a truck I was upside down in. That was my worst point. I literally cried myself to sleep that night.
And but look at you now.
Yeah.
It all paid off.
It did, and I mean it takes heart, man. People think we just show up here, but it takes heart, you know, especially when when you try to do it on your own. I left the family, and I did it a lot on my own, mostly on my own. And once I started making the finals, I was able to make relationships. And the whole world is revolved around relationships, and not what can you do for me, but hey, I like you, you're a friend, how can I help you, and how can we help each other kind of thing. You know, and like with Reese, you know, he's got Drax, and I'm with Zoetis. You know, we work together to try to promote products and do things that we use with our cattle business and we use in our daily life, but it takes heart. It really does. It's for me, it was the hardest thing I ever did.
I think too, you were asking about, Tyson. I think it's been easier for me understanding his lifestyle and being supportive because my dad rode bulls in the PBR. So my whole life I lived on the road. My dad's an Australian champion bull rider and mum's an Australian champion bow racer. So I lived on the road. I was constantly on the road. I seen the struggles and how hard it was and the highs and the lows. And my family always traveled together. We were very close, but it allowed me to know when I was marrying Tyson what I was signing up for, because I think that's made it easy because I'm so supportive. I'm the first one to tell him, hey, you need to go. You need to be doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Reese, I have a question for you. What was your biggest rookie mistake this year on the road? You can tell anything, too.
Biggest rookie mistake on the road.
Like, you wish you could go back and change it.
No, actually, I haven't done that one yet. I have nightmares of
I
sleeping
asked him
in
if
it.
he'd slept in and
Yeah,
missed a rodeo
getting
yet.
turned out. And you have no idea how many nightmares I had the last month of getting turned out in my first round national finals.
Oh, gosh.
I'd wake up in a cold sweat, just, okay, I'm good. Rookie mistake.
Do you know any rookie mistakes he did this year, babe?
I'm sure he drove the wrong way at least 50 times.
No, I'm good with directions.
That's why he spent so much on diesel.
I didn't miss the books at any rodeos. Didn't run the truck out of diesel.
Yeah, that would be bad running the truck.
I tell you what, I did fry a generator on my trailer.
Oh no.
At Reno. I did.
No oil.
No oil.
Oh.
I had a rookie mistake nearly with Reese. I don't know if he remembers this. I want to say it was San Antonio Rodeo. Reese had his horses at the house. And
Propane.
I mean, they all look the same. I mean, I'm not dumb. I know what a horse looks like. But his kind of looked the same. And he says, hey, can you make sure you load up my horse and bring him with Tyson's? So I get the horses loaded, and I just have a feeling, I'm like, I need to call Reese and make sure. And I call Reese, and I had loaded his practice horse. And his good horse was sitting in the paddock. And I just, oh my gosh, if I had driven it, because it was my job to get the horses there, and I had loaded his practice horse.
You know what would have really been bad is because I won some money. I won a lot of money on Reese's horse there.
Didn't you end up riding Reese's horse?
I ended up riding Reese's horse.
They would have both been on the practice horse. So I had a rookie mistake, Nelly.
What about you, Tyson? What was your rookie mistake your first year? Give us a good one. That was a good story,
Hey, you know
Shay.
what? I got a good one for you. I turned 19 years old, barely, and I entered Indianapolis, Indiana, and Portland, Oregon the same weekend. I wanted to fill my permit so I could enter pro rodeos without having to. And the only two rodeos that were in that time was Indianapolis, Indiana, where the NBA basketball team played, in the same week in Portland, Oregon.
How far apart are they?
It took me 44 hours straight through. I drove from Indianapolis, Indiana. I looked on the map. I was a kid, never hardly been out of the state of Missouri, and I thought, that's not very far. I mean, it's like 8 inches. It's not a big deal. So I get out to Portland, and I don't know anybody, right? So I get to Indianapolis. I try to rope. The barrier rope wrapped around my leg, ripped me off the saddle, ripped this fender off my saddle, and I fell off my horse, and the crowd laughed at me. That was my very first outing at a pro rodeo. And so I thought, I'm going to show these suckers. They're not going to laugh at me again. And I drove a long ways through a blizzard, all the way to
44 hours.
Yeah, to Portland, Oregon. And I got out there, and I broke the barrier and missed, basically. And I didn't realize it, but the next week, I didn't know where Yakima, Washington was. But the next week, literally the next Friday night, I could have entered Yakima, Washington, which was only about 2.5 hours from Portland, and didn't realize where Yakima, Washington was, because I knew Portland was somewhere up there, but I didn't know where. I was thinking Washington, D.C. or something. I didn't know. And so I didn't even enter Yakima. I drove right past it. And I was up at Spokane the next week, so I entered Spokane, didn't enter Yakima, and then I drove straight through to El Paso, Texas from there.
His directions sound like mine.
Okay,
Yeah.
My
wait a
geography is
minute.
not very good of America.
That was a bad rookie mistake, missing the books at that rodeo or not entering it.
Okay, I just have a question. Which one of y'all is in charge of directions?
That would be me. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm from Australia.
No.
Oh,
all
Reese?
out of all of y'all.
Oh, Tyson.
Well,
Wait, what?
Between
I
Reese
don't
and
know.
I,
We're both pretty good with directions.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as she's in the back seat,
we're good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Facebooking. we're
Honestly,
good.
my wife
Yeah.
would be comparable to a dog in a pickup Like, honestly, and to the fact that
What, that I
she
sit in the
said,
middle
no,
seat?
she says, is Iowa above or below Texas?
I wouldn't say
I mean-
that. I know Mexico joins Texas, but I'm from no, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, surely I didn't do it on live stage. No, I lived in Australia all my life. I mean, you ask me anything about Australia, I can tell you where it is, but I mean, I've only been here for 5 years. And I mean, I've just figured out north, south, east, west, but
Wait, you live in
No,
Texas
that means up,
part-time.
down, left, right.
yeah.
Up,
it
down,
does.
left,
Yeah,
right.
up, down, left, right.
I sing, I keep them company while they drive, and I have
That's
my
right.
iPhone map, so I can get places. I took the rig from Texas up to Calgary this year, and I did that just
You
with,
did it with Kevin.
and now that he's 21, and I was, so here's the story. We were driving from Texas to Canada, and we had to dump the waste in the trailer, so we looked up the RV park, and we're driving down this little side road, and iPhone doesn't know where it's going, and I get stuck, and it's a dead end, a highway with a big ditch, and nowhere to turn around. There was just this little area, and I've got our 40-something foot trailer in our semi truck, and I asked the young boy to save us, and nope, it wasn't happening. So I called Tyson. I'm like, I'm stuck.
It didn't help.
I don't know
It
what
was
to
actually
do.
my fault because I sent them both. You know, neither one of them had driven a semi in a 40-some foot long trailer. So I just, you know,
But I did
It
it.
was-
I got
but
it.
you know what?
I
They
called
did it.
my dad in
Yeah.
Australia, and I was
Yeah.
like, Dad, you're gonna have to talk me through this. Like, and I don't know. I mean, it was tough. Like, I had a little driveway I could pull into, but when I would back up, there was a big ditch. So, I mean, it took me about 30 minutes, but I saved us. And after that, I can back that truck and trailer anywhere now. I'm a professional.
oh yeah.
I needed that one test to make me figure out, like, okay, if you turn the steering wheel this way, your trailer goes that way, but I got it figured out.
Hey, Reese, you've been around them enough. Do you think they'll make good parents?
Yes.
Who's going to be the mean parent, Reese?
You.
What?
Yeah. I'm trying to do the Blake Shelton
No.
thing.
I think I'm going to be the one that has to discipline him. I think he's going to, like,
Yeah, the
pull
mean
him,
parent.
he's going to
that's what
pull him
discipline
aside
means.
and tell him why they're going to get a spanking and what they did wrong. And
No, I'm going to pull him aside and say, your mom's not normally like this. She really loves you.
oh my gosh. Before we have children, my parents are going to have to move over from Australia and
Oh my God.
be there to help us out a little.
Are you gonna have children in the near future?
Don't know.
We're not trying.
Not really. Well, I mean,
We're-
we might be practicing, but we're not trying.
I guess we're married. Anyway, we're planning. When we first got married, Tyson said 10 years. But I think now all his friends are having babies. He's like,
Man.
oh, if it happened, it'd be okay. But we want probably 3-4 years. No, I'll tell you if it happens.
Okay, I was gonna say, you
Yeah.
better tell me first.
I will, but no, there's nothing in this area right now, so we're good.
Not planned anyway.
Yeah.
You got ads. That's all that matters.
Okay.
So, Reese, what are you thinking down there? I feel
So,
like
Reese,
you
are you
mind.
planning on
I
having
was trying to
children
figure out an
anytime soon?
exit, honestly. I didn't know go.
Reese isn't shocked. This is very filtered for what Reese is used to.
Hey, what's their-
That's why I always got the video camera out and filmed, because you just never knew what they were going to say.
What do they talk about? Like, just give us an example of a funny conversation.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Some stuff not to be said.
Exactly.
Nothing bad. Like I don't even know how to cuss. I can't cuss. It's not like we cuss or anything like that. We don't have any filter.
No
what,
filter.
What we want to say, we say, and it's
Yeah.
normally pretty funny. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Does she still hold your thumb?
Yeah, she does hold my thumb sometimes.
What?
Put your microphone in the other hand. Just when he drives,
when
he
we
just
drive,
has this
she likes
thing
to-
that I have to hold his thumb.
She likes to hold my thumb.
Nothing, no big deal. Just,
And what do you do? Just sit in the back?
It took me forever to figure out.
Well,
he'd
Reese
say,
tried to hold my thumb, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't let it.
I seen Reese reaching forward a couple times there.
Goodness. Okay, so what is it really like to go down the road with these two? Who sits in the front seat most? I guess is who.
Me and
Out of Shay and you.
Shay, she's got the back seat.
Yeah,
no,
she
I don't.
down.
I like the middle back seat. Like if it's in a pickup, like where the back seat is, I kind of am almost on the floor because I don't like. I feel like I'm out of the conversation.
Almost
so
sitting
I'm
on the
lean
console.
forward. You're that girl.
I
almost
am. I
almost
am
like
that
a dog
girl.
would be in a truck,
Yes,
just on the
I'm
back
that girl.
seat in the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
because it's closer and it's more comfortable. But I mean, no, Reese is good. I sit in the front sometimes. It just depends. But I don't mind the back seat.
Who has the worst road rage out of all this group?
Ooh.
You know, I can get pretty freaked out sometimes.
No, but
It
I get
depends on the
freaked
moment.
out and then you freak out. Like I'll be like, you should have honked that person.
and then I
And
get the
then-
video camera out and start filming.
Like,
That's how this
Yeah.
works.
you're pretty good. He doesn't do it. He might say it, but I probably would honk him.
You know, sometimes like when I'm driving through Seattle, people like randomly pass me and be like fingering me and be like, "You son of a," and I just like wave and I smile at them, and then it makes them worse. It makes them madder. How does that happen when you smile and wave at somebody that's pissed at you?
I don't know.
It's
I don't
amazing
get
some
it.
of the people that you'll see on the rodeo trail, because honestly, you will just get people. It doesn't help his photos on his truck.
Yeah,
So I mean,
can't get away with anything anymore.
they're driving past you and telling you what they think. I guess you don't even do anything. I just think it's because you're in a big truck and you're maybe not going as fast as them. They're city folks.
Yeah, cities are the toughest.
Well, Reese, do you ever drive?
Yeah, all the time. What are you talking about?
Hold on, hold on.
I'm just wondering.
Reese, how much did you drive out here? I don't know. I'm having a feeling that
That Mr. Jimmy did a
Mr.
lot of the
Jimmy
driving.
and Janie
No.
might have done the driving.
No.
How far did y'all
Reese
drive?
did?
Wait, what?
It was because he's coming to Vegas.
Oh, he's
Exactly.
excited. Adrenaline.
I've
Yeah.
talked to his, no, he drives, but I've talked to his mom sometimes, and I was like, how's the trip? She's like, yeah, I drove out here for Reese. I was like, you're a good mom.
I trust her more than I do me sometimes. That's the best driver I know.
So what do? Do you just sit there?
Sleep.
Face-
Facebook.
Here's the thing with kids these days. They spend
Kids.
most of their time with their head down like this, doing this thing with their hands. You know what I mean? Like
So
they're
he's
on the
one of those guys.
Yeah, hey, that's my pet peeve.
That is.
I'm like, Reese,
Had to think about it.
stop Facebooking, put the phone down, let's rope.
Okay,
Now,
so
normally
mine with Tyson is he likes to go onto YouTube and Google, like,
Oh, yeah.
people falling over on treadmills.
Yeah,
And, like,
honestly,
the
you guys
most-
should YouTube people falling on treadmills. It's the funniest thing
He just,
in
and like,
the world.
we'll be driving down the road, and him and Reese will be going back and forth with the phones of like people like that ridiculousness show. I swear in Vegas when we're here, we watch that, or the one about Bigfoot. Like,
Hey,
that is all our
I
TV
swear
is on.
Bigfoot's out there. I
And
swear
I'm-
there's a Bigfoot.
That's my pet peeve, because I'm like, can we watch like some criminal show or like some, I don't know, anything but Bigfoot and ridiculousness. I mean, he thinks it's the funniest thing when someone like falls off and just
That's
bam.
educational, Shay.
Yeah, but I can laugh at myself too, right?
No,
I'm one of those
guess.
guys
I mean,
that,
I don't know.
like,
But
when I
has-
do something bad, I'm not a guy that jumps up and cusses and kicks the dirt and like, oh, I can watch it over and be like, Tyson, that was not very graceful. That was bad. That was
I'll
terrible.
just have to come stay with you
Yes.
some nights, and we can watch girl stuff, and
Exactly.
they can.
I
You
don't
guys
watch
can curl
Bigfoot.
each other's hair and play
And,
Barbie and all that stuff.
That,
Oh, yeah.
You know that show, Naked and Afraid? I don't know if anyone's
No,
seen
it's
it.
so interesting.
I swear
Oh, that is the
he's
awesomest
going to
show.
be on that one day, and
I could do it.
they'll be like bleeping him out like they do, and he's like, oh, I could do that. I want to do that Naked and Afraid show. I couldn't think of anything worse than being stuck in a jungle for 21 days.
Yeah, I think,
Naked.
or a jungle, or they go to like Alaska. It's
Ah.
just all these miserable places. Why would someone want to do that?
I think Reese and Tyson should go on together.
I
That'd be
think it's a
funny.
guy and a girl thing, though. Not usually.
Yeah, I'm
guy
not
and
going
girl.
on
That might
that.
be a little weird. Y'all
You and
cuddling?
Tyson,
Yeah.
then. I don't
You
care.
guys
I'm not
cuddling?
going.
I'm good. I mean, I'll
No.
support you from my couch, but no.
Yeah.
Who would
Okay.
survive if y'all were stranded?
Out of who?
Out of all three of you, which one of y'all would be the most
Why does
efficient?
one person have to survive?
Yeah, I was fixing to say.
I mean, who would be the best? Who would you want to be paired with? I guess if you're on an island.
I would want to be paired with Reese because my wife would freak out.
I feel
I'm
like
with
Shay would
Tyson on this
tan.
one.
I feel like she would tan or
Yeah,
something.
No, I would go and collect food. I'm Aussie. Us Aussies, I can kill something. I'll go find a snake like my dad and eat it. And I can handle that stuff. It's the like getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and that kind of stuff that would get to me.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'd
actually
still
have
pick
some
you,
Aussie
Tyson.
friends in the audience, so they're knowing all of this Australian stuff I'm talking
They're
about.
like, what?
They know I could survive on that island. I just
I
would
think she
choose not
probably
to go.
could. She was bitten by the second most deadly snake in the world and didn't die. So
Really?
Yeah,
when I
like-
was 12.
yeah, brown snake.
But
Yeah.
that's what medicine's for. I was lucky. But it's funny when you get in that situation and you think you would just freak out.
Is
and
that why
wanna-
you have that weird twitch now?
Oh, whatever. You're such a turd. Anyway, when you get in that situation and it's like, I don't want to say life or death, but it's funny how you are like, okay, I'm going to stay calm because I have no choice. Like I walked in and I said, hey, Mom, I've been bitten by a snake. Don't freak out. I did. I was like, don't freak out. Dad's going to take me to the hospital. And my dad, he was coaching me through it. You're good. Just keep your heart rate down. Just think about clouds and just nice stuff.
You know what my dad says? It's a good thing you're tough. I'm like, I'm not tough. I'm trying to cry here, and you're not letting me. He just keeps sitting there, and if I cry, it just makes me feel worse. He's gonna be like, can't
Plus
believe
you
you
have
let
to
me
redo
down
your
and
makeup.
cried. No, I mean most of the time. Never mind. Okay, whatever.
We don't wake up
Off
looking
that.
like this.
Exactly.
No.
No. So Reese, what about you? Who would you go on the island with?
Oh, definitely Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about Shay? Shay, who would you pick out of them two?
She'd have to be alone.
Neither of them. I'd go by myself.
I don't even
likes
want to
to talk,
imagine
that
you
would be a
on an
problem.
island.
I mean, tropical, Bora Bora, I'll go.
Okay, before we have to leave, if you were like on a deserted island, what 3 items would you bring? It has to be items, not people.
Honestly, probably like toilet paper.
That's a wasted item. There's leaves for that.
I don't know. How about a knife, a flint, and a PSN?
On an island, he would take his PSN.
A PSN.
You
That's
can-
Pro Rodeo Sports News.
That's
so
the
you guys
sports
know.
news.
Keep up with
That's their
everything.
second wives.
That's my mistress.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What about you, Shay?
I take a fire starter. I take a knife so I can kill something, and then maybe like you know those like things that stop mosquitoes and bugs getting in.
Like a net?
Yes, I would take
You'd
a
be
net.
like the bee girl.
No, but I
cover.
would survive because I wouldn't get eaten by dangerous mosquitoes, and I could kill animals and start fires. I'd be good.
Reese? His
Annette.
face is so red. He's trying so hard not
I
to
watched
laugh.
Naked and Afraid last night, and the girl left because she got so many mosquito bites. So
That's terrifying.
She's really worried about these mosquitoes.
She is. Amongst everything else, it's mosquitoes.
what would you take?
I'd take a knife, matches, and rope.
Matches, you're gonna run out.
A fire starter. Is that better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
flint.
Flint.
I feel like I could survive now because I watched the Hunger Games and Katniss was sitting there and she's like, you have to row up and down faster. And I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. Okay. Probably doesn't really work like that, but
Nah.
who knows? I don't want to be stuck in that situation ever to find out. This has been wildly entertaining, guys. Y'all are just
Awesome.
a
Thank
hoot.
you.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Let's
Well,
give
you
them a
know
round
what?
of applause.
Yep,
Relationship goals right here.
that's right. There's like 4 claps. That's awesome.
4 claps. Okay, well, everybody clap louder for them, please.
Just
Not 4
joking. There we
claps.
go.
There we
Yep.
go. Now we're getting some energy.
We need that. They need the luck tonight for the round win.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Good
For
luck.
good cattle.
The comeback
good cattle.
kids.
Y'all have anything
Yeah,
you want
I
to say
like
to
that.
them before you leave? Anything?
They brought some autograph pads if anyone wants an autograph afterwards. I'm
No,
gonna.
come out, have fun. Watch me and Reese win a bunch, and have fun. You know, enjoy
wear
it. It's
pink.
Vegas. That's why we're here.
Follow them on social media
Cowboys.
because they're very entertaining. Trust me.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
know.
you'll see his Ron Burgundy where he's going to steal my job. Go watch it. All the time. Well,
Cool.
thank you guys so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
It's been great, and y'all are amazing. Good luck. Be sure tomorrow to come back right here to Alexis Bloomer Live. We're going to have the rookies on, talking to them a little bit, and some rough stock riders. So come on, and we'll see you tomorrow at 2:15 right here. Same place, same time. Thank you.